Hey guys, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? This is Ken with Bitcoin Crazy channel on YouTube, and I want to say, hey, thanks for stopping in. Today is Wednesday Roundup, and I do have some topics to talk about today. Number one being Sedgwick and what is going on with the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin just hit a staggering high of $7,600. Today it's sitting at about $7,450. And we need to make a decision, everybody. We need to make a decision. What are we going to do? Are we going to hold? Or are we going to sell and buy altcoins? That's the decision of the days, ladies and gentlemen. The other conversation we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about Uber and its Lyft service with airplanes and NASA. What the hell is that all about? The other thing is I have some exciting news out of Japan. Japan's enthusiasm level seems to be going through the roof, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about that as well, and we're going to talk about a few other things. So as of right now, let's go ahead and see what's going on in Japan.
China accounted for 90% of Bitcoin trade just 1 year ago. But with Beijing banning initial coin offerings, or ICOs, and regulators shutting down Bitcoin exchanges there, Japan is setting out on a different path, embracing the crypto movement.
Bitcoin trade here in Japan accounts for nearly half the global trade volume. Compare that to 25% in the US. The number has surged since the government passed a new law earlier this year recognizing the digital currency as a legal form of payment.
That law encouraged some big retailers here to partner with Bitcoin exchanges and begin accepting the digital currency. There's already more than 4,500 stores that let you pay with Bitcoin here, and the Nikkei says that number could increase fivefold by the end of the year.
So we've recruited Mai Fujimoto, who's also known as Miss Bitcoin here in Japan, to take us to some of these stores that are accepting the digital currency. You ready to go shopping?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's head out.
Let's go.
Mai's become a type of crypto evangelist in Japan, blogging and tweeting about all things Bitcoin. Her nickname, a way to familiarize people with what was largely an unfamiliar space until recently.
You started investing in 2011. How much was Bitcoin then?
About 1,000 yen.
1,000 yen.
Yeah.
That's roughly $10 US, a price that's jumped more than 500% since.
Here's 10,000 yen.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give that to you. And then how do I get that in Bitcoin?
Okay, so this is your QR code, and I read this QR code. Yeah, this.
This is Big Camera. That's one of the biggest electronic stores right here in Japan, and they just started accepting Bitcoin in April. So we've got our Bitcoin on our phone. We're gonna go spend some money.
So that's 0.00336, but it basically amounts to 1,803 yen.
I did manage to get a very cute towel, polka dotted. And all the shopping is kind of making me hungry. So, Mai, do you know of a good restaurant around here that accepts Bitcoin?
Yes, I know. The sushi restaurant near here.
Sushi restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go there.
Fatty tuna and mackerel aren't the only things on the menu here. A Bitcoin ATM greets customers looking to top up their digital wallets.
In your daily routine, how much of what you use is Bitcoin and how much do you pay in cash or credit card?
Maybe 19% I paid not Bitcoin.
Not Bitcoin.
Yeah, only I use Bitcoin for send money overseas.
Mai says regulations built trust in the currency, but people aren't necessarily using it to replace cash. Bitcoin's still considered an investment, not an everyday currency here.
Many people have Bitcoin now buy Bitcoin, and maybe we need time to use Bitcoin. So maybe they have to learn more about Bitcoin.
That curiosity's led to an increasing number of public seminars like this one on ICOs. Hardcore hackers aren't the only ones here, but housewives, Bitcoin newcomers, even professional matchmakers like Chieko Date.
がやっぱり
She tells me her son encouraged her to invest, and she has 2 million yen in 4 currencies now. Japan hasn't been without problems. 3 years ago, the first major Bitcoin exchange, Mt. Gox, collapsed and declared bankruptcy after hackers raided its accounts. That's partly why regulators are responding with stricter rules this time, requiring exchanges to maintain minimal capital reserves, separate customer accounts, and establish anti-money laundering and know your customer or KYC practices. Bar owner Mike Verwey says those rules aren't pushing his customers away from the digital currency for now. He processes Bitcoin payments every day.
Surprising to see in Japan. They don't really seem to be the first to adapt to new concepts like this. In fact, they kind of shy away from change mostly. But maybe they're gonna grab it and run with it, I hope.
And with Bitcoin still largely banned in China, there's plenty of opportunity for Japan to take the lead.
Still watching? Perfect. Click here to watch another great video from CNBC International.
All right, guys. Well, I thought that was pretty cool. Given that China is actually just a dog here and just sitting back and wanting to actually control and trying to take control of everything out there, whether it's ICOs, whether it's their exchanges or anything like that, and whether it's like them wanting to create their own. So, you know, there's gonna be some things out there that you got to watch, but I think it's exciting that Japan and places like Korea and things like that are so into using these different forms of cryptocurrency. So that's something we definitely can look forward to. Guys, on to another subject. I did touch on that Uber stuff and the Uber plane. So what is it all about? So Uber says that they're going to be working with NASA to come up with a flying taxi service by the year 2020. I don't know about you, but that's something I bet that should take place on the West Coast as a test. They say the best revenge is living well. That's what they're saying over there at Uber, since they had that big breakup in London back there a while ago. They said signing this agreement with NASA to develop software for this proposed flying taxi project called Elevate. That's what they're calling it right now. And at a speech summit in Lisbon, Uber's head of production, Jeff Holden, revealed the company has signed an agreement with the Space Act with NASA to create an air traffic control system that will manage low-flying taxi fleet. Low-flying, guys. I don't like the sounds of that. Low-flying taxi fleets, which aims to have in the air by the year 2020. 2020. Well, the company announced there's going to be 3 test cities: Los Angeles, Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Dubai. According to Uber, its Uber Air service could compress a 1 to 1.5 hour journey that takes place right now from LAX to the Staples Center out there in Los Angeles during rush hour to under 30 minutes. I think that's awesome. That's awesome. Might as well plan on using some pesos out there with that Bitcoin offer. Anyways, and this is what they're saying that Uber plane's supposed to be looking like. That taxi service is supposed to be looking a little bit of like this. It's kind of cool looking right there. Low flying, California. I don't know. Anyways, on to bigger and better subjects. We've got some altcoin stuff to talk about right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got a few things to talk about when it comes to altcoins, and that's one of the things that we've got to talk about is Sedgwick. What is Sedgwick doing to the Bitcoin price? Because right now we're looking at about $7,450. For the last hour, the Bitcoin price has been sitting around $750. A couple days ago, it hit $7,600. That's an all-time high for that. For a coin that started at 10 cents back in 2009, now it's $7,600. That's a pretty good return on your investment. But the question is, do we Cedric or do we go altcoin? Do we stick around or do we take our profits that we made right now and jump into altcoins? Because what's the bigger profit? Huge volume on some buying of altcoins, whether it's Neo, whether it's Ripple, whether it is some Dash, whether it is Zcoin, whether it is Litecoin, which is actually moving a little good right now, whether it's Ethereum. You know, which one of these do we jump in? Or do we go for an ICO like a product like DentaCoin or some crazy coin called LindaCoin right now, ladies and gentlemen? LindaCoin is something that just jumped out there. This is what the little logo looks like, LindaCoin, Linda. You can trade that over on, I believe it is Coin Exchange. You can buy that over at Coin Exchange. I bought some this morning. It was at 1 Satoshi per coin. It's been going crazy right now. The volume is trying to get up to 1 million over the last 24 hours, but everybody's buy. The last time I checked, it was sitting at a purchase price right now of 3 Satoshi. So that's huge for having the volume that it has. So if you guys want to get in on something crazy that LindaCoin could be at, DentaCoin's another one. Another one that I'm loving right now is Litecoin Gold. I did another video on Litecoin Gold the other day, and it's doing pretty well. And I think that's going to take off. And as well, Bitcoin Gold. The Bitcoin Gold is still, it dropped down just like Bitcoin Cash did, and it's starting to come back up. So guys, there's some great buys out there right now, and you know damn well, soon as this crazy ass Sedgwick takes place, that the other ones are going to fly. Bitcoin Crazy channel on YouTube. This has been another day of Wednesday Roundup. Bitcoin Crazy out.